Working, working. Beautiful. The moment I start streaming, need to sneeze. Naturally. No? Okay, maybe not. How we doing? Is it just me or have we just had like a time change? Have we just had a time change in Australia? Because it says 8 p.m, but my God, does it feel like 10 o'clock? Like it's been the longest, most painful wait. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, I forgot about this with Star Citizen. I don't know. I can't see if I'm live there. I assume I'm live because the meld says I am, but this screen over here gives me 0 feedback, so I don't know. I assume I am. But I am tired, boys. I'm exhausted. Maybe I'm just really getting old. I don't know. Probably that. Let's see what happens if I tab out. Yeah, there we go. Oh, the web page is sped up real quick. So Star Citizen hogs up so much of my GPU bandwidth that those screens just freeze up. Cool. Good to know. I'm just going to switch this one over to this so that I can see the chat there. Because knowing my luck, if anyone speaks, those screens won't tell me anything at all. So let's just run the assumption that I'm not going to get any feedback from that. And we'll switch into game screen. So I decided on the PTU because I jumped on the PU and my God, was it painfully slow. Painfully slow. Here's the problem with playing games in our Star Citizen. You get used to like stuff working, which is the worst thing you can have or experience as someone who plays Star Citizen, because comparison is the thief of joy, especially when the thing that you're comparing to gives you very little joy at all to begin with. So there's that old chestnut. So I figured we'll run this, and also I think people are just fully tired and done with the PTU. They're waiting for it to drop to live. Very few people in this server. Like I came to Levski and it wasn't lagging, which is wild and rare. So that just goes to show how little people give a shit at the moment. And I don't blame them, to be completely honest. So full disclosure, this will probably be a shortish stream, maybe an hour. I don't know. I'm exhausted. I'm tired, boss. I was trying to play Active Matter earlier. I was contemplating streaming Active Matter, but Active Matter, for whatever reason, has decided that when it tries to boot up, it's going to boot into, I don't know what resolution, and I can't change it. I can't change it from the launcher because it's on a specific launcher. I've tried, like, I've got options to switch between, like, Vulkan and DX11 and 12, and none of that works. Like, I can hear the audio of the game running, but the screen is just desktop. And then when I click on the icon on the taskbar, screen goes black briefly, and then, you know, the other monitor's displays kind of wig out a little bit as it tries to reshape itself to some weird size, realizes that it can't do it, and then just cuts out. So I think against my will, I'm no longer playing Active Matter, which is a shame. I really enjoyed it. I was kind of getting to the end of the life cycle of the game for me personally. But being forced out is not the way that you want to kind of stop playing the game, but it is what it is. Sand had a 4th update today. They are obviously trying to fix a lot of the issues. Whether or not they'll do well against the cheating style things, I don't know. I haven't put any time into the game because I don't want to hate it. I don't want to hate it. So I figured I'd wait until they've got a lot of that under control before I decide to jump in fully. So we might be a little while before we are playing that. So we'll give that time. And there's a couple more games coming out at the moment. The Mound, Call of Cthulhu, is out later this evening. I might grab that. I'm going to see how much they're charging for it because it is very much a group game. So we'll see how we go. I'll suss that out, see if anyone I know that's in a time zone that's agreeable with me is playing it. Might wait the 8 hours and see what the reviews say. Because again, If it's cooked, then I don't want to get into it. There's so many games that have come out lately in like early access and things that are just broken, and I'm fed up with it. I don't want to intentionally put myself into those games anymore. Like, I already have spent years with this, so I don't want to go shoving my head into another rabbit hole of madness. So we'll hold out. We'll hold out and we'll see if we get any good reviews from that. And that's pretty much where I'm at with games at the moment. Whenever this drops 4.9, next patch will fix all the problems. Well, I mean, that's not even Star Citizen. I'm talking about Villager. That's not even Star. I'm just talking about other games, bro. This patch, yeah, totally. Oh, that's right. The stream title, wasn't it? The stream title, yeah. 4.9 is going to fix all the problems. Everything's going to work. The Ironclad's going to be perfect. The Bash is going to be the best ship ever. You know, it's going to be it's going to be sunshine and rainbows, and we're all going to be happy. We're all going to be one big happy Star Citizen family. We're all going to play the games together. We're all going to never play anything else. We're going to uninstall every other game from our PCs because Star Citizen is going to be the be-all, end-all ultimate game that brings us all of the joy that we need. How you doing, Villager? How's your week been so far, bro?
Mayday! Outlaws are attacking my ship!
Are they now? Are they now? Buy the new LTI? True. Good in general, tired at the moment. Like, you know when you get so tired and it's early in the evening that you're convinced that there's been like a time zone shift and you weren't aware of it? That's how tired I am. It's weird, man. I've pulled a whole bunch of components off of like the random ships they gave me in PTU and jammed them into the Guardian. Just trying to make some semblance of a combat ship, you know? So I'm interested to see exactly what the Basher is. Up until recently, I thought it was just going to be like a little combat thing. But then Devasaur sent me a bunch of pictures on Discord and he's like, yo, the theory is it's a Clipper variant. And I'm like, get out of town. If it is, if it's like a generalist Clipper thing, I am probably in. I'm probably in, baby. Because I love the Clipper. My thought was, man, I wish the Clipper was rustier and cooked. I don't know if this is... Oh, okay. Okay, friendly. Allegedly. So it says. It's red though. It's red though, bro. So I don't know why it's red if it's friendly, you know? You know what I mean? I started off at Station Alpha and I didn't really feel like going to Stanton to get the C788s, you know? I was like, I believe them. I'm sure it's the best gun in the world. So I just ripped the 85Bs off of the turret on the Ironclad that I've got to shove out on this. I was like, yeah, give it a crack. The hip pips are interesting. I'm wearing medium armor. I'm not wearing a flight suit, which is why my dude keeps like blacking out. Hello, Shelly. How you doing? I'm tired, Shelly. Shelly, has there been a time zone change that I'm not aware of? Because I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted like it's 10, but it's not 10. I don't know what's going on. But you understand the tiredness? Yeah. I'm just tired. I'm tired, boss. I'm just tired. Ship in distress. Do I want to go aboard it? Do I? You just had 2 weeks off and you're still tired? Damn. You had to, did you go back to work this week? Is that why you're tired? Because you've gone from like time off to that? Or were you just doing so much in the 2 weeks off that you're now just kind of carry over exhausted? Because that's not ideal. That's not what you want, right? You don't want to be exhausted because of the holiday, right? Or were you like sick or something? Oh. This one? Oh, my Ironclad's at this location. That's adorable. Work at the Department of Education and school holidays just finished. Oh, true. School holidays. True. So you get that forced time off, but now you're back in it. So it's all happening. It's like the first week back. So all of the paperwork needs to be filled out, and all the people who didn't do their paperwork, you've got to chase it up and blah, 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 etc., etc., etc. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Yep. I feel that. Probably doesn't help that I ate like 4 sausage rolls. I've only eaten 4 sausage rolls for food today. For some of those days back to school, so yeah, back to, yeah. I feel that. I've got the city tomorrow. So out of all my visits, the city's my least favorite, just because I don't like going to the city. You know, I don't like going to the city. I don't hate the people in the city. I don't hate the stores in the city. I just don't like going to the city because it's like the furthest away from where I live. So it's kind of like, eh. So it's kind of like I got the city blues from like, oh, I gotta go to the city. But I do need to go check in with my PA. So I go check in with them, see how they're doing, make sure nothing's been stolen, have a chat to the staff. No upside funsies tonight in the game. No upside funsies. I don't know what that means, man. I don't know if that makes sense and I'm just too tired, or if I just don't understand the context. I'm so confused, but I'm going to say no. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I was going to play something else, and for whatever reason, it didn't want to load up. So I've come to Star Citizen. I'm in a very not pro Star Citizen mindset lately. Like, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes, yep, no, I got you now. Yeah, that game in particular, I'm kind of winding up on that game, but I did go to play it, and for whatever reason, because it's got its own launcher, it's not even through Steam, when I tried to load it up, it would just make my screen go black briefly. Some of the things in the other monitors would move around. You know, sometimes when games try to load up into a different resolution, you're like, what the hell? And then when it go back to the desktop, when I clicked on the icon, it'd do the same flicker thing. And with the very limited amount that I could tweak of like whether it be DirectX, Direct 11, none of that fixed it. So I've kind of been forced, so against my will, the universe has now said, you don't play this game anymore, Beard. And I'm like, well, I guess I don't play this game anymore. Yeah. I mean, it's happened before with that game, but I've always managed to get it working. But today, for whatever reason, the game was just like, nah, brother. You are not playing Active Matter anymore. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not playing. Any updates? Nothing that I've heard. Briefly, when I was watching the general chat, Lucid, they were saying that they're still waiting on the release candidate number 2. But I don't think that's happened yet. Otherwise, I would have been booted, right? I suspect, because also on the This Week in Star Citizen, it doesn't say when it's releasing. Thursday's empty, so I think they've left, like they haven't even written the word Thursday. I don't know if you noticed that, because I checked. I was like, wait, is this thing coming out or not? So I think they want to, but I think there's probably a discussion internally of like how busted it is. I think cooler heads are trying to say don't release this, but whoever likes to push it is like, no, we're fucking releasing it. Yeah, I don't know. Tried to load up 7 days for the first time this year, and they just hit there will be 3 PC crashed 3 times. I think the PC's finally to shoot 7 days. Damn, that's no good, Shelly. In this hardware climate too, that's an expensive upgrade. Damn. Probably another day. Maybe, Lucid, maybe. From what I've been told, because I haven't played very much of it, to be honest, I haven't like been interested in Star Citizen a great deal. At least not playing it. Complaining about it, sure. Playing it, not as much. But I think it depends on how well the new monthly thing sells. Bro, what a slap in the face. Like, what a way to say we don't care. Oh, hey guys, here's a John Wick suit and a skin for a ship that nobody intentionally has. Brother. Ship together, yeah, maybe. Not a lot of games are holding tension. Look, Shelly, everyone, that we're all there. We're all there. Yeah, it's like that. It's not just you. I had a good, I want to say 2-3 weeks where Active Matter like was holding me. So I was enjoying that. And then I've now fallen out of it. And I'm like, oh man, that old feeling's back. People have been saying good things about PTU. I think so, Lucid. I think in general, people have been saying good things about PTU. But I suspect there's some issues with it, because I'll see like Twitter posts, you know, people that like to post on Twitter about how it's not ready, the usual kind of feedback on it, and a lot of people seem to think that it's not ready. But we know how this We know how this goes, Lucid. It's gonna launch, whether it be this week or next week. It's gonna launch, regardless of what state it's in. It might just wait 24 hours, right? It might be another one of those situations where they drop the service for maintenance and we just wait 18 hours for the service come up. You know, it is what it is. It was a good video. Maybe you want to try. Made you want to try. Which game? Active Manor. You talking about Active Manor, Shelly? I'm still waiting on Sand to Active Matter. Yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm done now. You know what I'm like with games, though. You know what I'm like with games. I'll burn it. How you doing, Long Doc? Hey, Long Doc, you're the only person currently chatting on Twitch, and I've got the Elgato teleprompter because I'm doing some prompt style videos lately, which I'll be releasing one later this week, which is basically just my face. So if you like B-roll, you're gonna hate this video, but if you like my face, you're probably gonna love this video. But now I can actually see the Twitch chat on this. I can stare directly into your soul, Long Doc, as I respond to you. Downside, 2 years after releasing this product, they still haven't integrated YouTube chat into it natively. Love my face? Then you're probably gonna love this video. It's like 14 minutes of my face talking directly into the camera. So there's gonna be that. I'm making a full space setup so it keeps me playing by fun at all. Fair, Lucid, fair. There's some dude that's being fed to me on TikTok that's got like a full sim rig and he plays, I think he mostly plays Elite Dangerous. And it like rattles around. I'm like, damn, it's gotta be bad. It's gotta be bad on your spine if you're an older person like myself. Excited to see the new vid? Yeah, I think it's ready. It's ready. I just don't want to push it out too early. So I think, because then the moment I push it out to YouTube, I'm going to be like, okay, now I need to make another one. And I kind of want to give myself some breathing room. So I think I'm going to wait till maybe Friday evening our time before I drop it. They wouldn't integrate unless YouTube buys out Twitch. Oh, well, I mean more so in the sense that Elgato hasn't integrated a way to run YouTube chat through the prompter is what I mean through integration. That's what I mean, Long Doc. I could probably jury rig it, right? Because I know I can like drag the chat out and I could put it in there in theory as like a screen, but then I would lose the Twitch chat. Mine is budgeting, cousin had his bed out. There you go. I mean, look, a rig's a rig, right? Like a lot of people like, oh, I've only got this thing. If you got something and it makes you enjoy the game a little bit more, then it doesn't matter how budget or awesome it is, dude. If it gives you just that little bit of immersion where you enjoy it. I know that when I first bought my VKB sticks, it changed the way I play the game because I felt more in it. Actually, no, it wasn't even the VKBs. I had what are the cheapies? Thrustmasters. I bought the Thrustmasters for like $200. Dude, it changed it. It doesn't matter how basic that setup is. If you have like that little bit of kind of change, it's huge. It's huge. Yeah, if it works, man. Switch to YouTube Live. Oh, dude, it's the same. It's easy for me. Like, I've literally got the two chats over here. I've just got honestly, I bought the teleprompter more for when I'm making YouTube videos, not for Twitch. I've just got it set up here because I can see that. I mean, I prefer YouTube, I'll be honest, Long Doc. Also, anyone who's in the chat of the YouTube video, if you haven't already, please hit like it. It tells the algorithm that I'm cool. As fun as I'm out, hell yeah, Lucid. Hell yeah. I see that people say you can get like the pedals, like the flight pedals, and apparently people use that for rolling, and apparently that's quite good. A bit too much for me, but it does sound cool. Where am I going? Provide bounty. I'm so caught up in the chat, I don't even know what mission I'm doing, bro. You jump into YouTube? Yeah, I mean, I prefer YouTube, honestly. It's where my content that I really care about is. I'd rather you guys hang out on YouTube because then you don't get ads. If you're the kind of person who likes to throw money at content creators, I've got it at the lowest price point on YouTube, so I'd much rather you throw that there, and I'm pretty sure you are a member there, Long Doc, so I'd rather that than Twitch chat, like the Twitch, what are they called? Twitch subscriptions, because they're like wildly expensive. Ultimately, if you have a choice between the two, I'd choose YouTube because I prefer it. You officially have one times cool for me? Thanks, Shelly. Appreciate you. Thank you for telling YouTube that I'm cool. What's up, AZ? What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in. I'm just doing the Star Citizen thing where I kind of blunder through and hope that the game brings me some measure of joy. To be completely honest, I was trying to play something else. Long Dog's back. What up? But that game didn't want to work, so I was like, all right, I'll just stream Star Citizen. Which I suppose is fair. Like I made a YouTube video last week, and I've got another one coming out this week. So I suppose I should stream Star Citizen just a wee bit, just an itty bitty bit, an tiny itty bitty bit. I've clearly been here in another play session with my what's he called, Ironclad, because he's floating there, right? He's just chilling in space. I don't care for it right now. It's hard to care for the Ironclad in the PTU. If the game starts working right when it comes to live, I'll probably run the Ironclad for people that like doing mining and stuff, but at the moment it's hard to say, bro. It's hard to say. For YouTube, because it's already scrolling through shorts, catching videos afterwards. Exactly. Yes. I don't know, like I get the whole argument for Twitch where everyone's kind of like, oh, there's community and stuff there. I just prefer YouTube. That's just me. Twitch has always had this weird kind of predatory vibe with the way they want viewers to interact with people they follow or subscribe to. And I don't like asking for money. I don't like asking for money, you know? It feels grody. It feels grody. But what are you up to, Hazed? Communities where you make, communities made on YouTube before. Yes. I think though, like what Twitch did from, what was it called, Jake TV, they've kind of found something nice. I can just jump somewhere else. I can just jump. I don't have to be here. I don't have to hang around here. I can fly somewhere else. I'm in a spaceship. Go somewhere else. Let's go somewhere else, guys. What's this one? A rec site? Sure, let's go here. Let's go to this one. Only downside is I can't annoy you to start a hype train to annoy you. That's true. Twitch feels like more ads. Brother, right? That's why I don't know if anyone has recently looked at like when I stream on Twitch, but I've got like the title or like some dumb title about the game, and then I'll have in between two lines, no ads on YouTube. And I'll always try to mention like, hey, if you go to my YouTube channel, no ads, right? You don't get constant bombardment of ads because when I set up the stream for YouTube, it goes, do you want to monetize this stream? And I'm like, no. Which means in theory, unless YouTube start getting real twitchy about it, you shouldn't get fed ads. You don't have to be subscribed, or you don't have to be a member. You don't have to give me money in order to not have ads. It's just like, no, I just don't want ads for them. That's dumb. Why would I want ads? So if ever there's a choice and you're like, hey, where should I watch Beard? Watch me on YouTube, yo. Watch me on YouTube. Makes it easier for you, makes it easier for me. Ads 5 minutes every, it's wild, right? Do I make dollars off the ads on Twitch? I mean, they say that we make ads. I think you only really make money off the ads on Twitch if you have wild numbers of people watching, right? I think you kind of need to get to the point where it's like in the hundreds, if not thousands. And then you've usually got to do like longer streams, right? Like, oh, you got to stream for like, you know, oh, was it really that close? That's crazy. You got to stream for like 4 or 5 hours kind of thing. I got YouTube Premium mostly because I find YouTube Music. Yes. I had Spotify for the longest time, and I also used it for like playing Harry's Hello tracks when I was streaming. And I just recently went through and got rid of a bunch of subscriptions. But I have YouTube Premium because there's some benefit to my YouTube channel for it. I can't remember. But also like not watching ads, right? I'm trying to find some really sick playlists in YouTube Music. I'll say that much about Spotify. Like when you're in the ecosystem for a while and you figure out like your playlists, very cool. I'm getting there with YouTube Music. It's not terrible, but it's just not what I'm used to. We're getting there though. We're getting there. Twitch ad payments are stingy. I think there was like that brief 3 months when they first popped it off, right? And they were like, there's the monies. Yeah. But if I did in theory monetize the YouTube stream, I don't know the frequency of ads, but I imagine it would be something like when you're watching a normal YouTube video. I guess in theory I would make some money, but honestly, I don't care. I don't care, you know? Like, I think if I ever got to the point where I had hundreds of people watching my YouTube streams, I would probably still not monetize it. when I live streamed, but then I would just like turn monetization on afterwards. I don't know. There's something about not having ads that I find very appealing. And I would rather say not make a little bit of money than have my viewers irritated, because by God, like if I'm watching Twitch and I click on someone's stream that I know and I get slammed with 4 ads, I'm out. It's done. I'm like, sorry, bro. I'd love to support you, but this is horse shit. I'm out. And so my mindset is like, well, if that's how I am, I would expect everyone else to be the same, and I wouldn't blame them, you know, at all. So usually when I get someone who comes in on Twitch and they're like, hey man, I'm like, hey, and they're like, oh, sorry, ads. I'm like, yo, come watch me on YouTube. There's no ads. Because ads, while I'm trying to just chill out and watch a stream, the worst, bro. If it was less obtrusive and it wasn't ads that took away, if it was like annoying banners that popped around the sides, you know, sometimes like the ones that you can still watch the video on YouTube and it's like the little banner down the bottom and you're like, get out of my way, click the X, piss off. If it was that on Twitch, I'd be less annoyed, but it takes you away. And then it has the audacity in the top left to be like, you're watching 1 of 7 ads, prepare for, and it tells you how long you're going to be not watching this streamer. And you get the little box up in like the top right corner and you're like, what the fuck? This is horse shit. So no, your presence is worth less than those making for, bro. Yeah. So that's why I always tell people, I'm like, yo, come watch me on YouTube. Come watch me on YouTube. It's way cooler over here. YouTube music once fine, you get the enough you like music. Yeah. At the moment, because I'm mostly just kind of like listening to the stuff when I drive, it's mostly just like lo-fi like ambient tracks, right? It's learning though. It is getting there. I just haven't spent a great deal of time with it. I probably just need to do a lot more searching, right? Instead of just like picking the random stuff they give me. I should probably be like, oh, I want this. I want some niche shit, you know? I keep getting distracted. Who cares? It's PTU. I'd rather talk to you guys than play PTU. We're the cool kids. You are the cool kids. You're the coolest of kids. Don't you guys know how cool you are? You guys are the fucking coolest. Except for Darkest Shadow. He's not cool. He's a fool. Do you reckon I can go do a 98k intersect mission and not die? Wait, can we do this one? Eliminate the ringleader? Yeah, let's go fight this dude. I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm sure it won't end in my death. They couldn't even. Insufficient fuel? Oh shit, man, that's rude. Well, shit, man. Where's the... Can we still put out a beacon for fuel? Hell yeah. Come get me some fuel, son. He's a scrub? He is a scrub. He is a scrub. Little rat bag he is. Scrubberific. But yeah. So yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know what the reviews say tomorrow, Shelly, about the mound. I've seen some content of it briefly, but it's like all those things, right? Where you like people will play it, they get sponsored or whatever, and they're like, "It is the best thing ever," and I'm like, "Is it though? Is it though?" Because I'm skeptical, bro. I'm skeptical, brother man. Alt and N. Yes. I need fuel, sir. Here we go. Jokes aside, there are some people that are something else. I wonder if they've been even an audience. The videos on mild deep dives in GameStar Citizen Telling Matter. There's a guy which reminds me of UC doing very similar vids if you had the setup. Who dat? Shelly? You can send me a DM if you want. Tell me who it is. I'm intrigued. Maybe I've seen them.
Right. Established.
Me.
You should be able to see the fuel purchase order in your Moby now.
Oh, we got a South African dude.
I can start filling your tanks.
That's cool.
Quantum fuel at 100%.
That was quick too. Ooh. That was a quick refuel. A bit of a break before Messi. Been exploring Nice for the first time, not enjoying so much travel to... Yeah. 30% of the screen covered by ads. Ads on Steam. You cannot chat unless you sub, and I just want... Brother. But I'm doing... Yeah. Oh. I'm doing it for the community, guys. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's one of those things, right? Like once they get used to the money, right? They get used to the money. And they gotta keep getting the monies. They're like, I need the money, man. I've got used to the fame. See who this person is. Shelster. Okay. I do not recognize this at all, so I will watch that later. Thank you for letting me know. Sick. Sick. Fame is overrated? I don't know. I'd sell you all up the river for a little bit of fame. In a heartbeat. I'd be like, Shelly who? Vilja who? Lucid Days? I'd bring you with me to the top, Lucid. You're cool. You know, good for something once in a blue moon? I mean, once in a blue moon, sure. Sure, totally, yeah, sure. But I'm not bringing you to the top with me. I'll sell you up the river. I'll throw you in the bin like cold chips. Cold potato chips. Because you can't reheat them. You can't. They taste like sad potato afterwards. You gotta eat them when they're warm from the fish and chip shop. If you don't, have you guys ever been to like someone's place for dinner or a party or whatever and they order fish and chips and then one of these sons of bitches puts the chips in the fridge, like wraps them up in the paper bag and chucks them in the fridge and you're like, what are you doing? They're like, I'm gonna eat those later, and you're like, no you're not. Nobody ever eats the cold chips later. And if you meet someone who does, you get rid of them. You get rid of them. But never. You can't. You're like, no. We need to keep those out here, and they're better off at room temperature than they are refrigerated. Because once you refrigerate it, something weird happens with like the starch, and I don't know, it feels like you're eating candle wax. It becomes like this weird kind of, it's both grainy and sloppy at the same time, like candle wax, right? You can't eat that. Impossible. So anyway, that was my tangent there. I don't know how I got into the subject of chips, but that's where we are. That's how we ended up there. I don't know how. Look, I got a bad memory as it is. I'm tired. Okay. I'm probably hungry even though I had 4 sausage rolls earlier. Bro, I grew up poor. We definitely had the cold chips. You cannot, Shelly. You cannot. I read them this. Bro, no. I don't know what's worse, Shelly. I don't know what's worse, what you said or what Lucid said. Cheese and mayo? Pan fry them? What is happening? What is happening here? Shelly, look, I grew up poor too. You just eat those chips. You eat them till you can't eat anymore. And if your stomach's full, you keep eating them. That way, the next day, you can make it through a few more hours because you're like, I'm still full of chips. Are you from Victoria by chance? What's that supposed to mean, Lucid? Well, you gotta eat, you can't eat them the next day as chip sangers. You gotta eat them the day that you got them as chip sangers. But now I want a chip sanger. Oh, I bought chips. I bought frozen chips from the shops. I could air fry them. And then I got bread. I think I got bread. Wait, no. I've only got multigrain bread. You can't have multigrain chip sangers. I'm making a burger currently. What else have I got? I got those, I don't know if you ever get them, the cheese chicken schnitzels from, they're not really schnitzels because they're from Aldi, but like they look like schnitzels, right? FNC, fish and chips are staple. It's hard these days because I feel like fish and chips hold a very strong nostalgic presence from when you're younger. You know, when we used to get $2 serve of chips and it was an insane amount of chips. And so now, when you get fish and chips and you've got to pay like $30, there's something in the magic that's gone now, right? Is that just me, Kiwi? Yeah. Well, I mean, Australia's the same. Especially if you're like, well, I grew up in Darwin, coastal, right? Fish and chips, of course. I also grew up eating mud crab because we had our own crab traps. And then I come down here and everyone's like, it's $45 a kilo for crabs. I'm like, you could fuck right off. Went to Costco for the first time. I had a box of mini Dagwood dogs in the freezer for a week. Yes. Yes. Get out of here, Long Doc. Get out of here with that nonsense. Kiwis and Victorians are nothing alike. Kiwis are cool. But yeah, and well, now I'm hungry. Thanks for that, guys. You also had the mud crabs. Yeah. I can't. I imagine it's the same for people who grew up in the South with, it is true. It is true that Kiwis are cooler. Kiwis and Victorians are nothing alike because I'm not a Victorian. I live here, but I'm not a Victorian. 3 fish and chip shops and 1 pub. What a ratio. What a golden ratio, Lucid. They know where their priorities are. That pub. Wait, so are the 3 fish and chip shops within like reasonably close proximity to the pub? So the pub, like, does, a follow-up question. If yes, do the fish and chip places stay open late knowing fully well that when people filter out of the pub, they're gonna want fish and chips? That's my 2-part question to you, Lucid. Because that makes total sense. Because God, when I lived in Darwin, there was a place called Tomo's Pies. We'd filter out of the nightclubs and eat these pies. God damn. Got to get back to night shift, Beard. Chat soon, brother. Be down Victor Sunday. Messages got not a problem. Catch you around, bro. Enjoy the night shift. Hope it goes quickly for you. Hope it goes quick. Hope there's no creepy ghosts or nothing. Small town, FNC closes hours before the pub. Damn. They could be making a killing. But I guess if it's small town, maybe the pub like has its own, but the pub probably has its own kitchen, right? Wait, does the pub also do like fish and chips? So the pub is like competing with the fish and chip place, and the fish and chip places are like, well, they got booze. So why compete? Is it one of those things where like the town's so small that the 3 fish and chip places are on like the far ends of the town, so they kind of don't have like too much of an overlap? Do you have a spooky ghost here on the mining site? Oof. Pub does even better food, so yeah, damn, they're crushing it. They got it figured out. They got it on lock. All right, get back to work. Get back to work, Long Doc. Catch your arm, bro. I wish they had given me, because this is just like a little loaner ship for the PTU. I wish they'd give me the QI, because I really want to see if they've put in a keybind to activate the dampener. 200 meters. Oh damn! Is it that small town? Like, is there anything about either one of the fish and chip places that gives them a competitive edge? Like, only one of them gets flake or something weird like that, or are they all just like? Is it just a front? Do you live in a small town where they basically just like manufacture drugs or something, and they just use it to launder money? Like, what's the sitch? That seems wild, right? If it's a small town, I assume small population is a fair assumption. How do you keep on top of that, right? Look at this. Is this an Asgard? What's that one? Titan. You. Get him. Oh, it's a Valkyrie. Okay. Even says the name. Just kind of look like an Asgard, you know? I miss the Asgard. I wish the Asgard was better. I liked the hold, but having to climb up that stupid ladder was just too much, bro. I couldn't with that. Am I getting like a no damage marker? Is that what's happening? Surf. Whoa. Took my shield out, boss. It's not looking promising, boys. I think I might explode. Whoa, boys. I might also black out because I'm not wearing a flight suit, you know? Also, I'm not hurting this guy's shields at all. I'm getting through, but also like it's the 85Bs, so it's a ballistic repeater. So it's definitely not like smacking him. We're doing a little bit of damage as whittling shields, but it ain't hurting him, man. Let me drop some chaff. Get out of here. Just a wee bit. So I'm gonna put some distance and get my shields back, you know? I don't think it's gonna work. There we go. Get some missiles on this SOB. Because he's just laughing at me, chat. This guy's just laughing at me. Oh, okay, okay. There's some variety there. Yeah, because I'm like, how do you compete if they're all identical, right? Oh, this is the, yeah, this is the, what's it called? Intersect one. This is why I'm getting slapped. Because it's like an 80k mission where they're like, why are you doing the solo? I'm like, cause I'm special. Super dumb is what I am. This weapon, not ideal. Those hit markers are like, what are you doing, bro? I'm like, I know. I'm a spoon. Let's try to ram him. Failed at that too. It's alright, we'll just die and go back to our home base. You know? We'll come back with the ironclad. We'll just bomb him. We'll get him with some torps, eh? Brother! I'm red! Well, the upside is it's PTU, so it doesn't matter. His shields are holding up. I forgot how many shields this thing has, right? Oh, he got us. He got us, boys. Now I can re-chat. Did I do the XT thing? I did, sir. I did. I'll try the guiding with gimbals. It makes a whole difference in tracking targets. I haven't. I was waiting for this guy to kill me, honestly. And then once I explode, I'll come back in there. Oh, he blew part of me up. He blew part of me up, chat. Toxic is what it is. Toxic. Absolutely toxic. No! Got me. Finally blew me up. Really big Alpha guns now? Yeah. Which is fair. But even like, you know what? If it was a different ship, I'd be like, that's weird. But it is the Asgard. And the Asgard for a while had like a really thin hull and you're like, wait, this is supposed to be like a hardcore drop ship. So the fact that the fives barely get through the shield and the armor, I'm okay with. But it'd be interesting to see now that they've like cranked up the 788s. That probably slaps through, right? I think I keep saying it, and I think everyone else says it too. They just need to stop being chickens and just copy Elite Dangerous. Just make it so that bullets get torn up on shields and lasers don't do a great deal of damage to the hull. And so if you can have both, you use lasers to take the shields down and then ballistics to hit the hull, do that. And then if they're like, oh, but what about the ships that don't have lasers? Introduce heat properly, baby. The more lasers you hit a ship with, the more it builds up the heat. If they got crappy coolers, the ship overheats, the ship shuts down, ship catches on fire. It's not hard to copy it. But Star Citizen, CIG's like, no, guys, we can figure it out. We're so smart. And they're not. They're not very smart at all. I need to try higher alpha repeaters, ADB. Well, that's what I've got. They're the ADB 5s. Those were the 5s. I don't know what the alpha damage is because I've gotten to the point where I don't check all of that. I just know that they nerfed the deadbolts. They bumped the 788s. I think they briefly tweaked the 788s back down, but I think they're still pretty aggressive. I think they're still pretty up there. So, yeah. But also, it's nice that I don't have that stupid message on the side about refueling every time I die, because that was frustrating. Is proven is the best solution to the problem. We waste a lot of time testing out solutions that are proven wrong. Exactly. What was it? I think I was watching Answer the Call with Salty Mike and Croncy. And I think Salty Mike was saying that this game has been in development so long. Actually, it might have been Virgil. It might have been Salty Mike and Virgil. I think it was that actually. But they were saying the game has been in development so long and the staff that are working on this stuff have cycled out so frequently that they're now trying things they tried 6 years ago that the staff that are trying it weren't here for when they first tried it the first time and it failed. So now the company as a whole is just trying the same thing that's failing, but because the individuals weren't here, at least in like the ground floor, not like the higher ups should know, but they fucking don't. They're just repeating the same mistakes. I'm like, that's wild, bro. That's wild. You now have devs that are like, oh, what about this? And if anyone that's been there for a while, like, I don't know, fucking Chris Roberts was paying attention at all, which is not because he cares about fucking Squadron 42, they'd be like, no, that doesn't work. We already tried that. Wild. Wild. It is crazy, Shelly. That's where the game's at. That's where the game's at. Look, I've held off on like making critical videos for so long because I was like, I like making content, but now the game is just so frustrating to play that I'm like, I've become the thing that I want to do. So now the next video is just a talking head video. And I imagine the video after that will be a talking head video. Yeah. But you don't have documentation. Exactly. I hear NPC are going to have different loadouts in 4.9. I kind of want to do distortion, go full Luke Goblin. I did the first Reco mission. I don't know if you've seen anyone do it. Well, not the first, but in amongst it, right? I did Ship in Distress, right? And there's a caterpillar that you got to get onto, but there's also like a cutlass, which I assume is the baddie's ship next to it. And it has like a gun rack in the middle. I don't know if this means it's like the steel or something, but there's like crates and stuff in there. It's fucking cool. I don't know if you've seen this. Very cool. And I was like, yo, this is sick. So the Ship in Distress mission, there were a bunch of guns in there. How many devs did this game start with? Like a 3-man team? I actually don't know the answer to that, Shelly. It was a guy who'd worked on some games previously, and then he had like a group of devs around him. I think it was a bit larger than that to start off with. I don't think it was like quite so small, but it did start off as like a smaller team, maybe around the 10 mark. Again, I don't know for certain, so that's a guess, right? And obviously it's ballooned out now where like they've got a whole bunch of different studios and stuff. Call it corporate amnesia. It did something 3 years ago. People today asking why we did the same thing, didn't work. Yeah. Well, I hope the video that I release on Friday is interesting to some people. I don't know if it will be for you, Shelly, because you don't play this, right? Feel free to watch it and give it a thumbs up when it comes out. But it is definitely marketed more towards people who play the game. But, you know, I'm not saying don't watch it. I'd love for you guys to watch it when it comes out. As always, because that's the only time where I'm like, hey, this gives me the monies. Let's see. I think it still will. So this was a bug that I was encountering. I'm like, wow, classic, the Ironclad with a bug. I will go into ship, the ladder will come down, I'll start climbing up the ladder, and then it'll shut me down. Let's see if it still does this. Yeah. Shelly's got her life together. Hey, maybe they did patch it. Hey, nice. Sick. Shelly's the sane one in the group. Shelly's like, I don't want to fucking play this piece of shit. I don't want to play this Curse of 7 Days to Die, not Star Citizen. Yeah, but I feel like 7 Days to Die is a game and has always like moved forward as a game. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the thing. I feel like that's the thing. I'm just saying. I will say, I'm looking forward to live of 4.9 just so I can do this. They finally added this in. The view's not as good as the command module, but I don't have to deal with the fucking command module now. The feedback from everyone was like, why don't you just turn the operations thing into... Ta-da! I don't know why they didn't to begin with. But here we are. Now we live in a society. How many of my components do you think I'll lose when they patch the game? Think I'll lose a bunch of it? Lose a little bit of that. Put some shield on. There we go. Thick. But I do want... Let's bring this down. Yeah. What do we get? Kind of, they had jars of water, then went, wait, that's too easy. So they took away the jars and made a water catcher instead, gave jars of water, then they gave the jars back anyway. RimWorld is your other go-to? Hell yeah, Lucid. Just broken in different ways. Yeah. I need to find another go-to because Active Matter doesn't want to play. Doesn't want to play no more. Don't want to play no more. But hey, changing the clad. Bro, like, I like the idea of it. But man, it was fucked. Right? It caused so much trouble. You not giving me my VTOL? Guess my VTOL's not what's the word I'm looking for? Mapped. Just not mapped. Now, because I said this is going to be a short stream, guys, I think I'm just going to go... Wait, what's the bet that I gotta... Yep. I didn't restock my torps. I gotta restock my torps. That's the whole point I'm doing this. Whole reason I got this thing is I just want to torp this son of a bitch. Bear with me. So I'm gonna go torp him, and that'll probably be the end of the stream. I'm only really streaming because I didn't stream on Monday. I felt bad. But I was feeling lazy on Monday. I was like, I don't want to stream. And that was when Active Matter was working and I didn't know what I wanted to play. And now Active Matter's not working. So I'm here in Star Citizen. So yeah, up until Devasaur was like, hey, check this out. I think the... Wait, am I letting gear still down? No. Until Devasaur sent me that thing and he was like, hey, I think it's the Clipper. I was like, yo, if it's like the Buccaneer, I'm going to get one and just have it in the hangar of this thing and cruise around. And then he showed me that and I was like, yo, I think it totally is a Clipper, which didn't make me sad. I was like, yo, that's sick as hell. When I loaded, that's the thing I was explaining before. Shelly, that's the thing where like I load it up and the screen goes black and weird, like it's trying to load into a different resolution, but then it doesn't want to work. Yeah. Should be lifeboat. You'd probably kill us all, but yeah. Agreed. No. You're all good, Shelly. You're all good. I'm a Grays Market convert. I love the rusty look, dude. I love the Clipper. Besides the ladders, which I'm like, yeah, it's kind of shitty. I can move past it because something about it feels like a camper van and I dig the shit out of that, right? I got the same vibe from the Cutter when it first came out. So I'm like, yo, Clipper, that's sick as hell. So yeah, if the components are accessible, even more so, because I love the Shiv, but I wish that I could access the components. I think the Bash is going to be around the same price as the Clipper. I think it's going to be like 150. It's going to be 150. We'll see. I'm intrigued by the weird crane on top. I'm wondering who was saying, I think either Devasaur or Ethereally was saying they think it's going to be like the kits you can get for the Shiv. For a Cutter over Clipper. I love the Clipper. Hated how annoying to get in and out. I know, Bilge, I know. In a world of like role-playing the game, you know, and like where you're not constantly like playing it like it's an FPS, I don't mind it. Which most people transport would kind of ruin it. Yeah, I get that. I think the Clipper is very much a ship designed for a game that it isn't, right? In the same way, like, did you ever play Starfield where you would like build these giant ships and you'd walk through and you'd go talk to like the NPC crew that you had and they'd always be in different rooms and stuff? It feels like that. It feels like if there was content to be had within a ship, that would be an okay ship for it, but it doesn't. I regret not upgrading Arrow to Shiv during DC. I can understand that, but you can buy the Shiv in game. Like, it's only in those first 3 months where it's really a thing, right? I would say, like, the ship's cool, but yeah, the not being able to access components really upset me. I was like, that's dumb. It almost upset me as much as the Guardian MX not having a bed, if anyone remembers that. Boy, oh boy, did that upset me. So, you know. But now I'm going to do the thing that... See, I never knew when they were building up towards the Ironclad, this thing was going to have size 5 torps. But the fact it has size 5 torps, I love it. They moved the cockpit to the second floor. They'd make a... And you think, like, make the bedroom top floor and have, like, a skylight? Is that what you're thinking, Villager? That'd be kind of cool. $5 million plus in games, so I bought Corsair instead, then Mole. Yeah, fair, Lucid, fair. I mean, look, I think the Shiv is one of those ships that is only awesome until they change the way guns work in a certain way. You know, whether they like change the power pips or something. And that's why it's good now, because you could put deadbolts on it, or, you know, the C788s or whatever, and it's cool. But once that meta changes for weapons, then the Shiv's just going to be another ship that doesn't have enough power for what it does. What about Carrack updates? Never going to happen, Wald. Never going to happen. The same way that they're never going to really update the Constellation, right? My honeymoon period with Star Citizen is over. Melted mine because of that. Find myself flying the cutting clipper. Yeah. I think if the crafting table had worked in some capacity, some people might still use it. But I think that killed it for a lot of people, man. Let's torp this son of a bitch. What do you reckon? 2 size 2s? Or 2 size 5s? What do you reckon? What do you reckon, boys? Wait. Oh, no, it does. Okay. I was like, did me going into third person stop from targeting? Look at those little torps. Look at them. Get them. Keeping it alive because of that? I mean, you might be right. Maybe there's still a degree of imagine, right? Come on, buddy. Oh, he didn't like that. Let's send another 2 his way. That's what you get, Valkyrie, for destroying my Guardian. Sell the dream. Sell the dream. Yep. That Valkyrie's looking rough, boys. It's looking rough. I love it. Get him. You better run. You better run. I don't think you're going to be able to. Dude, his shields aren't even turning back on. He's just cooked. Sucker. That's what he gets for blowing me up. That's what he gets for blowing me up. That's what he gets. He gets torpedoes. This is like my whale ship, right? This is my Polaris. It's not full combat, but this is my like get him. Get him, boys. This is my solo whale ship as far as I'm concerned. What is that thing up there? Who's that? Who dat? Let's send 4 torps that way. Let's send 4 torps and see what happens. Let's send 4 torps at him and see what happens. It's an Anvil Asgard. It's a player ship. Oh, the cargo on the ship. I'm either Titan or Corsair, missing something in the middle. Maybe just go Cuddy. That amount of storage quality I obtained from mining, refining, the crafting table become an expensive automate. True. Well, I mean, doesn't the Ironclad Assault also have a crafting table? Or supposed to have one? I think the glory of the crafting table has severely reduced in value ever since crafting came in and people went, I fucking hate this. Torps did nothing? Rude. Oh no. Hit something. Well, it is what it is. All right, chat. Like I said, that's going to be the end of the stream. It's only a short one tonight because I am L tired. I'm L tired, guys. I'm big tired. Video should most likely be coming out Friday evening, Saturday morning. So, you know, if you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel on YouTube, click the little bell so that you get it notified whenever I upload a new video. You know, listen to the Ironclad. You can store a lot of stuff, make whatever you want. True. Maybe if it works. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Hope you guys have an awesome week and weekend. I will catch you on the flip flop. So as always, be good to each other, stay beady, and I will catch you all next time. I would normally put my hand over the camera, but I can't now because the teleprompter's in the way. So I'm just going to have to say goodbye. Peace out and stay